No one does. We're into CAZ versus Endpoint. We just saw Endpoint pick up that first map 16-7. Bit of a stomp in theory, but we both agreed it wasn't, it didn't feel like a stomp. But this time, actually, CAZ are going to be going over to that CT side as well. So interesting stuff here. Maybe they'll have a bit of a better chance starting on the favored half, but who really knows after such a great display of skill from Endpoint. But here again with me is Harry. You excited, dude? You ready?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm going to put a lot of this down to the pistol. And, the outcome of these first couple of rounds. Because if we see Endpoint get off to a flying start again, then I don't think, there's any stopping them. If CAZ, can immediately kind of lay down the hurt on that CT side, or the first 3 rounds on the back of the pistol, then definitely we could see things go their way, because they did look to be, performing very strongly in the last map here on Nuke, which is where we are again. Cool, we're wondering. But yeah, your little update on the major as per is the match that I was kind of updating you all on before. Godsent versus Optic did go the way of Godsent, which I believe means Optic is now eliminated, right?
Yep, they're gone.
There we go. So just as like a little update of that. But heading into the pistol round here, Endpoint versus CAZ. Lots of aggression early on from Jake, but he might come to regret that decision as he gets forced on back over towards ramp. He does have a player to back him up, form of Boaster, who's just playing passively, opting to hang on back. They don't even know he's there just yet as they stack up outside a ramp.
Yeah, just tapping away with that 5-7 though. Jacob's going to be waiting for this onslaught of players. Finally decides to back down towards the B site, but without these T's chasing him, it's going to be quite obvious they're actually heading up towards hell. Boaster, he's still in this position, does go for the peak though and lands himself 2 shots, and now Endpoint, they're going to be committing the rest of their players over towards this A site. Both Mighty Max and Hudgy left alive here. Bomb's not going to be down, but they have the position to do so. But they're both going to be singling out this one player over in the lobby. That's Windansky going straight down. So that's actually a nice play from Endpoint, utilizing their man disadvantage to actually make something work. And now a 2-on-2. Good potential for them in this round.
Will be smoke with Jacob as well over towards the vent. So they're both coming in from very similar angles here. Jacob making his way up. He has to break the vent, and they're going to hear it straight away. Now they know where it's coming from. Flash goes out. It's gonna. Oh, sorry, it was a decoy. He even faked me. Oh my god! There we go. Mighty Max able to get one out on a Jacob, leaving it all on Boaster. And Mighty Max in with the second to close out the pistol in favor of Endpoint, and that is CAZ's worst nightmare.
And that's the ace as well from Mighty Max. So a really effective round there with the P250. Definitely made it work. And a pause called out, Harry. We're getting deja vu from the last map. What is happening? These guys really, they need all the tactical breaks they can get.
Yeah, is anyone going to DC once again? Or, oh, I think it was Huds just put down a salt spray. They're all doing it. There we go. Welcome.
Nice.
But yeah, I think at this point, CAZ, they know they need to take this kind of time out. They've already lost the pistol. They're going to go 3-0 down. The umpire is going to be called on in. And actually, I believe that was... Oh, no, wait, there we go. Who actually called the pause? Was it was, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, CAZ, they know they need to take this pause. They have to try and, figure out where they're going to go from here. They should be going 3-0 down early on up against the T side. If Endpoint can just run away with it on the T side, then a huge disadvantage, and we'll most likely be seeing this go 2-0.
That's very likely either way. We just saw a bit of a stomp from Endpoint on the same map. So it's like you go into the second matchup and you're like, well, what are we going to see here that's not already been done? CAZ probably pulled out everything, all the strategy they had, everything they could to try and win the previous map. So why would it be any different here? They're not going to have some special strat that they were saving for the second map, So I imagine this will just be going a very similar route. Endpoint likely going to be closing this out in a 2-0, and I'm preemptively calling that, but it just seems what's likely after such a domination. So let's see if CAZ can surprise us. It's definitely possible, and I would like to see a bit of a surprise from CAZ, always on the card. So going into the second round, Endpoint hard outside control again. We do have CAZ with the investment into these pistols, and Connor, he's going to be someone to watch out for. But Imi going around the corner. Connor catches him out with a deagle, doesn't secure that SMG, but he's still got that deagle, which is going to be really, really damaging. Even up against these armored players. As Endpoint, they go back in to take this lobby control, maybe eventually looking like they want to split towards ramp.
Yeah, you talk about Connor outside already. The impact of that one frag, very, very noticeable. Endpoint, they've lost outside control. They don't want to, risk pushing any more men out there. And Jacob, he's going to go aggressive, catches Lazar off guard as well. Now it's a 2-man advantage secured for CAZ here, and this is the round that they needed. Right now, you can see you've still got the 2 rifles and the SMGs up on Endpoint as they do secure ramp control, start making their way, sorry, round towards B. Out there being very, very quiet about this, but it is going to be read by CAZ. They have Jacob there. He's already found one on the back of an aggressive play. He's looking to try and find himself a second. Up towards control, spots out HUDG. Flash going to be landing on in. Ezio goes in for the push, tags him down. Doesn't quite the flag just yet. There we go. Jacob out to take him out. Now it's a 5-on-2. Make that a 5-on-1 as it all falls on the HUDs. 1 versus 4 quickly turns into a 1-on-3. Everyone else from CAZ has already rotated on in and are just primed and ready to get this trade.
But look at the time, 15 seconds left on the clock. The bomb's going to be dropped in the open sight, and he can't really get this bomb down. There's just simply no time left for it. He's going to have to push into these guys, and he will, but Sunshine or Windansky is there to greet him, gets a kill with the 5-7, grabs himself an AK to play with, and CAZ, they picked up that second round, actually. A bit of a surprise. You said it could be dangerous as Endpoint ran away with these early rounds on the T side, and already they're being crushed here by the CT side. So good stuff so far from CAZ, and we will be seeing that 1-1 inbound. So Endpoint investing back into this one to try and pick something up on the T side, but still we're going to be definitely seeing a far more favorable position for CAZ.
Yeah, I would say denying that the anti-eco victory is probably the best thing we've seen CAZ do just yet on Nuke, and I'm sure they've got more to come. Like you said, what else could they really bring to the table? But already we're seeing them have a much more competitive showing onto this map. Aid already going to find some great damage out of Imi. He's tagged down at 69 HP already. That's going to significantly dampen this A push when it does come down to it. You can see smoke going to be going down. Going to be trying to vent dive here as the smoke goes out through Squeaky. Here they go, pushing out of the site. They dive on down. Jacob quick on the rotate, but not going to be getting there fast enough. It's actually Reason up close to first when he drops the bomb. The bomb doesn't make it down through vent. And now suddenly, HUDs, and I believe that was Mighty Max, have to try and remedy this as they do make their way on towards A. Instead, HUD's going to have to deal with Windansky up close and personal. They still haven't dealt with Reason, who's already inflicted so much damage. He's looking to do that much more as he takes out Imi. That's going to be bomb dropped once again out in the open. It's a 2-on-3, HUDs and Mighty. Try and get that bomb down.
Yeah, and Poster coming in from the flank as well will catch out HUDs. Now, it should all be over in theory, but Max may have a bit of a surprise up his sleeve. Poster's not aware that he's just coming in from the flank, so he may have his back right as Max walks into this squeaky door. So there's one kill at least. Does get caught out for a bit of damage, but grabs himself a UMP, so good trade there. And 25 seconds left on the clock. Neither of these CTs are playing either on the safe site, so he should be able to get the bomb plant. But the thing is, he isn't to know that. It's a very good chance he could rotate down B because he really has no information on the whereabouts of these CAZ players. He's going to wrap around back towards the site either way, clearing it out methodically, still unaware of the positions. Oh, shoots at the dead body. Still gets his position away. Going to commit to the plant, but Reason, he's already found himself around the back of the box. He's going to be able to catch him out, and Jacob instead, just popping up through the vents instead, will do the work. CAZ, 2-1. Good stuff there. And Endpoint, yeah, they get a bit of economical damage, plus the bomb plant, which is very, lucrative for them, but it's still going to be the likely eco coming through.
Yeah, it is a little bit of an open, to suggestion scenario. They could just opt to kind of bite the bullet here, take the eco, allow CAZ to take it to 3-1. At the same time, they have got enough to buy up on a few of these players, and that's actually what we're going to be seeing. HUDG buys the SG, you've got Luzza with the AK, and everyone just trying to buy on down what they can. And all in all, it's not that bad a buy. They've got a little bit of utility. They've also got that SG to try and make things work towards outside, and with where Jacob is playing, he's taking that AWP over towards B. Now going to be making his way up secret, but he's not going to be there fast enough to assist Reason holding down outside, so they could lose a player here early on.
That is a good possibility. Max is trying to flash his way out there just to probe for a bit of information early on if any of the CAZ players are overstepping their mark, but they won't be doing so. Playing very passive. Reasons already over towards Hell, so you can clearly see that CAZ don't really want to risk, getting taken down early. They're playing, to allow Endpoint to push back down into the B area through secret. Reason's just trying to get information. Then Jacob can get a kill with that AWP. So Reason, he spots these players coming down. Jacob's now aware, and as they walk into his crosshair, he should have some free kills. But now that I say that, Endpoint, they've changed their mind. They found the pick. They're rotating back into A, but Connor sprays down too. Great stuff from on top of the hut there. Ezio's called out over in the hut, and Windansky looking ready to spray him down. As soon as that smoke starts to dissipate, Ezio jumps out looking for the angle, catches out Connor. Now it's a 3v3, and they should be able to make this one work.
Yeah, nice trade from him. Oh, there goes Windansky over on the A site. He was the linchpin into this round, but he's going to be caught off guard. It's all on Jacob. 1 versus 2. Ezio's already found himself 3 frags. 1, and they've just got to bide their time. They're just going to be waiting for Jacob to come on the push. The crossfire set up. The trade should come through. Imi does tag Jacob down a little bit, gives away his position. That's going to allow Ezio to go for this wide peak, and he finds the frag. It's going to be 2-2 as Endpoint. They bite back.
Yeah, nice stuff there. Good round from them, of course, bringing it back after finding that pick and switching up the setup, which really caught CAZ off guard. We had Reason obviously spotting the outside control and him going, guys, they're hitting down towards B. Jacob was in the complete wrong position when they actually doubled back and hit in towards A instead. But regardless, we will be seeing that AWP investment again on CAZ. Jacob's going to pick that one up. The rest of them are going to be on these pistols with the armor as well. And Endpoint, they are right and ready with these rifles. Lazar, though, already the first to fall. The AWP out of the hands of the T's, but there is a quick refrag. So Connor's down, but the AWP, the one rifle on the side of CAZ, it's still in play.
AWP on the back of Jake, and they have to try and deal with it. They do tag him down. They don't pick up that frag, so he's still very much a threat towards the outside area. Flash going to be able to force him on back. Being Endpoint, they know they have to watch out for this AWP. At the same time, they want to take it out of the hands of Jacob, so they don't have anything to save or any way of clawing their way back into this round. Just can't quite find that frag. He's saying that. There we go. Down goes Jacob, putting it into a 4-on-3. They lose the AWP outside. Full outside control. Now going to be going the way of Endpoint. No one from CAZ wants to try and challenge, and understandably so. All three of them just remain grouped up over towards A.
Yeah, but Endpoint doubling back in towards the lobby. We obviously have Imi, who's in a bit of an important position here outside. He can split down through B if they want to hit the B site, or he can come in through either main or heaven, depending on what they want to do. And it seems like A is going to be their choice. They're all depending on Imi here to get some entries, or at least cause a bit of distraction towards the heaven area. But they know they have this man advantage. However, that being said, they still need to hurry up. 30 seconds left. They've got to get the bomb down. These pistols can be lethal at close ranges, so they have to hurry. And Huds is going to get tagged up with their AWP there. So this is starting to look very, very dangerous. Boaster shuts down the flank there from Imi. It's going to be Huds, or sorry, Max on the site going down. Huds is still low, pulls out the Glock, but he still hits a shot onto Reason. Now it's Boaster. 1v2. They know where he's coming from. The Molotov goes out, but he pushes out. Instead, Ezio just hits the shot right as the time gets to a very, very low point as well. So that was looking severely close for Endpoint, but they only just clawed it back in the way. 2 players remaining as well. So CAZ now, they can invest, but it would be far wiser not to. Eco going to be coming through.
Endpoint putting a very dominant T side thus far. You can see going to be having all the utility they would need. You got the AWP up on Lizard as well. And I think, much to the dismay of CAZ, they're fielding a very, very strong T side. As we can see lots of aggression towards outside. And there's a huge line of CAZ esports players there. Ripe for the picking as 2 of them get taken down. They're able to get 1 frag at least out of it. And they're looking to do some more damage here, but they're just falling like dominoes towards outside. It's all on Reason. 1 versus 3. He's already found 1 frag, but he's only got a USP. That Molotov going to force him out into the waiting arms of Huds G. 2-4 secured now as Endpoint. They find themselves a 3rd round in a row.
Yep. Still, though, not really too much of an issue for CAZ, and they didn't really invest anything into that. They're going to be going for their buy now. A little lackluster on the nades. We can see Bosa's not even got 1, but he has got that kit, which is really important. I do like that. You see a lot of the times, teams do like to buy up, a full nade set over a kit. And when everyone does that, and you don't have a single kit, it can really come back to haunt you. If Bosa buys it, that's fine, because if he goes down, someone can pick it up. So it's nice to see at least 1 kit on every single buy round. And CAZ are making that true for the time being, at least. But still, that being said, utilities limited, and that is a real issue, especially with smokes like that from Jacob down in B, going in very, very early. It's going to be good for Endpoint in the long run, because they've already expended all of these smokes and flashes out of the side of CAZ, but kills going their way instead. Boaster and Windansky are both going to get a couple of picks on the CT side, but they will both be traded out, so it's not going to be that lucrative there for CAZ in the time being. And the 3v3 going to be in play as Endpoint, they still hold this fairly passive default aside from Imi.
Dansky and Connor, they've got the crossfire set up over towards A. Endpoint reading this perfectly. They want to try and make their way over towards B. You can see they send Mighty Max and Ezio over towards ramp. They've also got Imi coming in from behind. If Mesa up towards Hell does opt to regroup with the rest of the team, and it's looking like they will be heading down ramp. Jacob boosted up, ready and waiting. Maybe here towards the B site. Here's 1 man though versus 3, and that's just raw. Max would have it. He is going to be in the least favored scenario. You can see Imi wants to fake out this A site. Could even bait a bit of a rotate out from Jacob. Potentially, you can see he does leave the doors, and that should allow this bomb to go down. Just that few seconds of hesitation thanks to that flash. He comes in from behind over towards control, does a little bit of damage, but doesn't quite land the shots. Now gets forced on back. Ezio's trapped on the site, but he's able to find one frag regardless. It's a 2 versus 3. Jacob and Windansky. That nade can be able to find a little bit of damage out of Mighty Max, but ultimately not enough. Ooh, timing not going to be favoring Ezio. There he goes for the peak. Takes out Jacob. Now it's all on Windansky. 1 versus 3. Got to fall on back. 5-2 now as Endpoint. They look increasingly dominant here on their T side.
Yep. Good stuff from Endpoint. I mean, it's what we can really expect. We didn't see too much of Endpoint in the previous map on T because obviously they had that 10-5 on the CT side. So the majority of their rounds, at least switching over, were kind of just anti-ecos after winning that pistol. So either way, it's nice to see they actually have some, you know, set up some strategies, etc., up their sleeve. And CAZ obviously having the same results they did in the previous map, which weren't too great for them. I'm still confused as to why they picked this map once again. I'm not sure if you can shed some light on it, Harry, because I certainly can't.
Well, I think what it was is because the team that decides last, right? The team who decides what map it is, you know, the other team has to choose what side they're on, right?
No, it was a knife.
Oh, no, wait, it's knife. Yeah, what the hell? No, I really don't know how this got through then. Oh, well. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it was just Endpoint had the last vote. They didn't think it would go nuke again, and it did. Who knows? But, anyway, we're only seeing 2 frags very, very quickly early on. Coming out from Endpoint here. Give them a lot more control of outside. You can see Emmy wants to go for the push. It's going to be spotted out by Windansky, but he misses a lot of shots there. That's going to allow them to split out on towards the A site. And this leaves a lot of responsibility on Connor, who's got to try and light these players up. Windansky able to find one towards outside. That's the trade frag out onto Emmy. It's still a 2-on-4. Windansky's tagged down fairly low. Connor, he's had to rotate out from heaven. Does find a little bit of damage onto the leg of Lizzo, but that's really it.
HUDs, though, he should be able to pincer out Windansky here. Gets caught out. Nice stuff there from Endpoint. CAZ only remain with Connor, and he does grab himself one, but at this kind of range, I don't think he's going to be hitting too much more. HUDs is keen to close him out, and Endpoint a 6-2 on the board. Again, CAZ really yet to make up, you know, any kind of damage into not only the economy of Endpoint, but also in the round progress. 2-6. They've got the proper buyout now, which is good. They've got the kits, they've got the nades. Jacob's back on the up, and he's even got some nades alongside that, so it's not even that bad for CAZ. But if they can't make it work out of this buy round, I've not got a lot of hope for them as I've not got a lot of hope for them as the rounds progress.
Definitely not. I mean, if you allow Endpoint to pick up this one, regardless, just on that sheer round difference, they're going to be in such a key, you know, scoreline. They should be able to take it to, what, 8-2? Because of the economy of CAZ being completely wrecked. So really, CAZ have to make their stand now. If they don't, then they do risk just handing this one over to Endpoint almost for free. We're going to be seeing a bit of a change of pace coming up from Endpoint for the time being, slowing things down. They send 2 players out secret, 3 over towards Ramp. Boaster, he's going to be spotted, and goodbye. He gets taken down. And oh, Mighty Max quick to find another frag out of Jacob. That's that B site just torn in half here as they split on down through Secret and B. And a wonderful position from Imi to watch out for that rotate. Reason finally there to trade, but you've got to be wondering, how did he, you know, how was he allowed to sneak up past Reason there outside to even get into that position?
Yeah, again, CAZ really, as I said, you know, if they don't show up in this round, it's going to be difficult for to justify that they're going to get anything really done the rest of this half. And I mean, the points ringing true at this point. We've already had, you know, Connor completely give up setting in towards the spawn. He's getting hunted down as well. You can see the confidence on Endpoint is so great. He's going to be able to catch that one, but HUD should have the drop on him for the second one. The dig came through. That was it for him. And Reason, he gets away with his rifle, but it's not really a you know, saving grace for CAZ. They still lost the round, and they still haven't lost too much either. So
I mean, you know, saving the rifle isn't too bad. It's actually quite good that, you know, Reason was able to save that. Like you said, I mean, you know, when we really look at the implications that's going to happen to this one, it will allow a very strong force to come out. At least they will have more into this round in terms of utility and rifles on the board than they really had into the last. So
yeah, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So if you look at the economy of Connor, he's still got 1,300 after buying nades. So, you know, if he just forfeited the nades, he would still have a full, you know, full buy, even if they didn't save the rifle. So at the end of the day, it doesn't make a huge difference. It facilitates one more, you know, full nade set.
Down ramp. Jacob has to fall on back. Now, he hasn't been holding down this B site. do well, and it looks like we could be seeing a repeat of kind of his previous ailments here as they make their way out. He's going to be trapped. Rock in a hard place, trying to hold things down with the Famas. Luckily enough, Connor's here to back him up. Doesn't find a single frag as he gets taken out, but Connor's able to get one. Looking for a second. He's doing a lot of damage from control. Finally gets smoked on off. It's a 2 versus 3. Make that a 1 versus 3 as it all falls onto Luzza. The lone AWPer for the side of Endpoint. And as he peeks on out, Boaster quick to deal with him. It's going to be a 3-7 scoreline secured. And I mean, like you were saying there, Hugo, the extra nades didn't really play into that round too much. So I retract my statement. Oh, and one final thing. The major update, in case you were all wondering. Currently 14-8 in favor of SK Gaming.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good for you
I
there,
picked
Hugo.
SK,
This is your 5th
I picked
wrong.
SK, and they went, actually, no, wait. Everyone else is picking Astralis. Why don't I just pick Astralis? So I changed it to Astralis.
Yeah, I've learned. Don't listen to anyone, because
For
other
God's
people
sake.
hate you and are dumb.
I'm so triggered, dude. I had SK on. I was like, yeah, they'll win. No, they won't win. Danish choke. Oh, dear. You ruined my day, Harry. Why would
No,
you
I'm
do this
sorry.
to me? Why would you do this?
I was debating lying to try and make you feel better,
Yeah.
because it's not been a good day for your predictions, but...
No, they've gone very badly. And they've gone even worse for Huds, because he's just going to get pushed up from ramp, not holding the angle. Boaster takes down the kill. And actually, CAZ, first time in a while, I think they're going to pick up the man advantage. More aggression to O'Connor. How does he land that? When Dansky gets caught out with a Molotov, but he's still going the way of CAZ. They get so many kills. Ezio trades things back. Max is down to 8 HP. So CAZ, they could have this one in the bag. It's just going to depend on whether, Ezio can utilize his utility and also equalize things back up to a 2-on-2. That's going to be the important factor. Max, though, if he catches out Jacob, it could be great. He walks around the corner, Max gets it, and now we're starting to picture some trouble here, Harry.
2 versus 2. Boaster is trying to catch Max out there on the rotate, but he can't wait for that forever. As you can see, Reason now in position. He needs to be there to trade frag when it comes down to it. And Mighty Max, he's completely bypassed Boaster. This could lead to Reason's death, and it does so. He's going to be taken down. Now it's all on Boaster. He wasn't there to back up his teammate, and now he's paying the price for it. 1 versus 2. He's sticking the defuse. The bomb isn't planted for him. This is very bad, but the rotate in from Mighty Max to deal with him there. It's going to be 3-8 secured right now for Endpoint, as they have an incredibly strong T side, and it looks to be even stronger here as CAZ's economy gets reset.
Yeah, really the opposite of what CAZ are looking for up into this round. The reset's going to haunt them for the rest of the map, I think. Or the constant resets that they've been having. And like a success as well. This is very, very similar to the previous map in terms of scoreline so far. We've got a couple left of the half, but a 10-5, I think this time would even be maybe pushing the mark a little bit too much for CAZ. I'm not sure they'll even get to 5 rounds here. Considering they're on the favoured side as well, that's quite a shame, but I guess the confidence of Endpoint after that previous map has definitely come back to help them out here in the second. So that's going to be something that's very important. Obviously, CS is a very mental game alongside physical and having that aim and having that tactical awareness. It does come down to your mentality when playing, and I think Endpoint just look at the way they're playing this anti-eco, so confident.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, look at how CAZ, they've kind of had a bit of a fall from grace for the time being, and it's all going to be on O'Connor once again. This is going to be a 3-9 scoreline secured here, and at this point, Endpoint, they're looking to be so strong. I mean, they've basically gotten what you'd expect teams to get on their CT side over on their T side, so when it does come to that eventual switch around, it's going to be a very convincing 2-0 win for them.
Yeah, seems to be the case. But Endpoint, I mean, the fact that they're not going for an AWP here is really interesting. It just shows that they want to go for these fast rifle rounds, push up, grab those quick entry frags, not play something slow and tactical, and that's where the AWP will come in on the T side. The CTs usually will pick up an AWP regardless, because it's just such a great weapon to hold an angle with. But if you want to play an AWP on the terrorist side, you're going to want to use it tactically and post it up, try and get those entry frags slowly, methodical play, but that's not how Endpoint are doing it. They're just rushing out and they're getting those headshots, but not this round, it seems. Seems like they're already 2v5, just seconds in, and that's the thing. Confidence can, sometimes turn into arrogance, and that really can come to bite you back.
Speaking of being bitten in the back, you did just see that Connor takes down a Reason there. A little bit of perhaps jealousy issues, maybe a team disbanding in the future. Who knows? But a 4-9 is going to be secured regardless. As CAZ, I mean, they finally answer on back. They only allow Endpoint to get 2 consecutively, but that's been more than enough for them to just continue to amount this crazy economy over on the T side. They'll be able to buy on down into this round and the next regardless, and that will take them to the end of the first half. 4-9 right now. If CAZ want to stand any chance in the second half, they will need both of these rounds under their belt.
Yep, that is going to be the most important factor. Good start, though, from Reason. Takes down 2 outside. Huds does trade things out, but it's still going to be a man advantage. Double that to Boaster. Takes down Huds. And now 2 players remain for Endpoint. You can see they're just playing solo here. These one-on-ones is not how we pictured Endpoint in the previous few rounds. They've been playing very well together, but now they started to go for the more pug style, the mixed team style, and it's not been working out at all. So Ezio probably going to have to forfeit this round again to CAZ. It's not too much of an issue for Endpoint because they can still get a bit of a buy up into the next round for the last, but it's not favourable. A bomb plant would severely help that, but if you look at the scoreboard, 3 players around 2 to 3k, so that's not great, but you know, combined with a couple of grand for the loss bonus, they can definitely get a buyout, so it's not too much of a worry. Ezio's going to probably not pick up this round, just out of theory, but CAZ do have 2 tagged up players, so there is potential.
As well as he makes his way around over towards the ramp, only Boaster here. If he catches him out, never mind, going to be going for the peak, but will be eliminated. 20 HP, it only takes 1 bullet for him to go down, and he does so. 5-9 CAZ, they need to pick up this 6th, and they will have more than enough money to invest on down. You can see they've gotten the AWP up on Jacob. Having a very poor performance this game. There are only 4 frags throughout the whole first half. He really needs to step it up because the kills that he have got have been such high impact frags. A little bit more of that. I mean, he's someone that really can turn the tide of battle when it comes down to it. And at Endpoint, they'll be taking a lot of presence towards outside. 4 players here now, 5 as Ezio joins them late. No smokes down to cover the approach as they go raw, brute force towards outside. Jacob, he's miles away with the AWP. He's trying to rotate around, make his way up towards Heaven or Hell to try and watch outside, but that actually is going to be heading down over towards Secret. It's a very lengthy flank he's taking, and ultimately it's allowing Endpoint to get a lot of ground towards outside. 3 players up by Rafters, going to be wrapping around over towards Heaven. Looking like they're going to be splitting out towards A.
Yeah, it seems to be the case, but this time I like the way they're playing it in terms of it being far slower and far less pugly instead of, solo pushing, etc. Issue is, though, this time Reason, he's going to get a bit aggressive. Finds himself the first kill. When Dansky as well follows up, and Reason, he now knows his players are alone. So many footsteps, doesn't have a nade to flush them out, but it's still a 3v3. Ezio's found himself another entry through to the site as he comes in through main. Bombs down for Heaven as well, and these T should have control of it. Luzza, another quick kill. 2 more remaining for CAZ. It's last round, so no save, but surely not a retake here for CAZ. It's going to be very difficult. 1 flashbang between the 2, and the AWP isn't going to be the best rifle, at least for getting back into the site. Luzza is holding this upper position, cuts down Jacob, and Reason just trying to push him through the edge of the smoke. He spotted out, Ezio eliminates, and the same half score again, 10-5 for Endpoint. This time, though, at least starting the T side.
10 for Endpoint, and I mean, like you say, that's how it ended up after the after the first half in the last game. But that was with Endpoint over on the CT side. This time they're on the side of the Ts, the infamously far harder side over on Nuke. To say it's going to be an uphill battle for CAZ in the second half if they want to take this one is an understatement. It is going to be, a damn near vertical rock face with multiple overhangs. It's not going to be an easy feat, and I think that's why the break there went on a little bit longer as well. The mid-round break. Normally we see these teams try and get through it very, very quickly, but I do feel like maybe they just wanted to try and figure some stuff out before they head into the pistol round here in the second half, which it is pivotal that CAZ picked this up.
Definitely so, but I just feel like all hope is lost after you pick up 10 rounds on the T side. We saw CAZ's T side themselves wasn't too great, at least. They only picked up 5, so I can't imagine they're going to have anything different up their sleeves, which just leads me to believe that Endpoint should be able to close this out relatively quickly. But let's see. Again, it all comes down to the match, doesn't it? CAZ could have something surprising, and that's what I really hope, but it's not what I expect. Either way, they go for that 1 smoke buy onto Windansky. He's obviously got a bit of a trick up his sleeve. Nade goes in towards the roof. You could potentially throw some smokes in there, but it's just a bit of a fake. He doesn't do anything for the time being. They're all just setting up towards Squeaky and Hut, as well as a bit of control towards ramp. And yeah, that's where the majority of the players going. This is going to be that ramp push coming in, and they will just start a bit of damage, or not damage, sorry, control, as they push their way already into this ramp room, but it's been completely given up from Endpoint, so CAZ is going to safely back off. That's an interesting choice, though. They could have hit B from there.
aggressive is going to be paying their price for it with his life as he gets taken down. It's an early man advantage seized for CAZ. They're not going to be quick to try and go off the back of that, though. They keep this slow pace going, and they round towards outside, looking like they're going to be splitting out towards A. They leave Connor and Reason. Oh my god, Connor, he's gone. What a peek there from Max to find that equalizing frag, and he putting it back into a 4-on-4, and that is a significant bit of damage done here. CAZ keeps the push going, and they're going to be looking to try and shut down one of the prongs to this two-prong split. And Mighty Max, he's a master of one-taps today, going to be landing another, looking for a third, and oh, he gets it. Reese going to be coming in for the push. Max, what are you doing? This is insane as he lines them up. He's on 3 frags now. It's Ezio and Luzza to find the last 2. 5-11 secured as Endpoint. They pick up the pistol in a very, very cool and also dominating fashion.
Luz is so excited after that one. He just jumps off the rafters. He doesn't care. He goes down. But either way, he'd have to reinvest in armor, so it's okay. And Endpoint going into the auto shotgun again for Ezio. I like it. You know, he made it work in the last round of the previous map, but this time he's up against pistols, so even more chance he'll be going into some close range encounters. A retake's not going to be that bad if they've all got, you know, Tech 9s and Deagles anyway. So yeah, this is definitely more justified than at least the last time he went for it. But HUD's going to slowly but surely clean out these players outside. 2 for him already. There's Boaster getting close, and he's going to be chasing down Luzza. He's going to be a little bit aware of this. Starts to tap away. HUD's going to support, and eventually they clean it out. So Boaster's down. 2 more players in. But Reason, good position. He's managed to sneak his way out into the A site.
I don't know how he's going to get. That's going to catch Ezio off guard. He's looking to try and capitalize on his position by picking up a second, but he can't quite do it. In comes CAZ with the Famous. Just huge, massive balls as well to pick up both last frags. It's going to be 5-12 secured right now. After a very nice play there to deny the aggressive angle taken up by Reason. 5-12 with a 7-round advantage of Endpoint.
Yep. And just a smoke on Reason in this one, so I'm not sure what they're going to be putting out with that. It seems like he's going to be throwing that over towards main, or is it a vent dive? Ah, vent dive smoke. Okay. So they can try and drop down, get this bomb plant in. Reason's already got onto the site, so that is going to be the free bomb plant from CAZ. Something at least to be happy about. A bit more money up into the next round for the buy, and that may facilitate an AWP as well on one of the players. So not too bad of a strat from CAZ. I like it. They don't really expect to pick up the round. The defuse is probably going to come in before all of them die, but they still get the loss bonus, and you know, if they can get any frags around this round, it's still going to be fairly positive for them as well. So just when Dansky, he should be able to maybe catch up one of these players on the site, but he's, you know, not under any pressure at all. They've got the buy anyway, haven't they?
Yeah, that was a very nice idea. It's going to give them a lot more money to buy on down into this one. You can see they can support an AWP if they wanted to, but instead just going to be 5 rifles to allow for that sheer aggression. Full utility belt nades across the board. 3 Molotovs as well, just to burn out their positions of any of these Endpoint players. It's going to be an outside push, as you can see the smoke's going on down now. Lots of aggression. Looking to be holding untamed as they make their way outside. No one here with an AWP for the side of Endpoint to lock it down. Only Luzza to try and hold on to that. It's going to be a nice easy cross for the side of CAZ for the time being. Ezio over towards Vent, peeks on out, finds the first, looking for a second. Oh, he should have been allowed to get away with that. He gets away with it. He retreats on back, counts his blessing, still on 19 HP. 2 frags there to open things up for Endpoint. It's a 2 versus 5, and they've got to be feeling the pressure now. They shouldn't have allowed it to have gone the way that it did. Jacob finally in with a... No, it's out of a refrag there. It's a 2-on-4, but he can't quite make up for what just happened to them.
Yeah, fun try note. Mendansky does come back in with another one. Ezio will fall. The man advantage slightly made easier for the CAZ side, but Luzza, oh dear, that's just unfortunate. Bombs dropped in the open, could have fallen down the vents to make it harder, but no, it's up in the A site where 2 players remain. They know exactly where Windansky is after that quick pick a second ago, and he's not even facing the right way to fight Mighty Max. Goes down at the end of the day, Endpoint 14-5, and it seems like CAZ are having even less success in this map than they did in the previous one.
Yeah, the last one, you know, if the last one didn't look like a stomp, this one definitely does. 5-14 right now, and Endpoint, they haven't even rebought down on some of these players. The money is booming as well. And as you can see, it's a force buy on the cards from CAZ. They do shut down the early aggression, though, as Jacob drops Imi and Mighty as they go for that aggressive play. HUD's now has to try and refrag. He can't quite land the shots as he peeks on out. Going to be doing good damage, but can't convert it to anything more. And Jacob, you can tell he's not He's not best pleased with how Endpoint have been doing this thus far, as he goes very aggressive, finds 3 frags, finally gonna get shut down. It's all on Lazar, 1 versus 4. This should be around for CAZ here.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. Reason closes out onto Lazar, and CAZ, they're going to take a 6-14, so still in this one, but this is exactly the words I said in the previous map when Endpoint had 14 rounds and CAZ picked up 1 more. It's still going to be the potential reset that Endpoint will be able to pull in, and if they pull it up to 15 and get a reset, CAZ will have a really, really tough time fighting their way back. Obviously, they have a little bit saved in the bank, so it's not a complete loss for the T side, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm already calling out their loss before it happens. We'll see how Endpoint take this round. They've got that AWP outside, and it's going to be put to good use. Jacob goes down straight away. Lazar finds himself a pick, and already recently he's trying to look for a way down vents, as he did in the eco round a previous round. Ezio does deny it though, and 3 players remaining for CAZ to try and make something work. They're so stagnated and apart from each other. This is not going to be easy.
They lose Connor. Boaster's up on rafters, but he can't quite find the trade frag. Mighty Max goes to the peak from Connector. He knows he's landed the dink. Boaster's 7 HP, but he still picks up that frag. It's a 1-on-4 though. That flash misses its mark, and Lazar, he's just waiting. So much as a pixel of Boaster rear its head around the corner. He's going to be eliminated. 6-15 now. And here's your update for the major as well. By the way, it's 14-14 Astralis. They've fought on back, winning 6 rounds consecutively. And they've almost taken it through to overtime. And it looks like, you know, well, not overtime. It looks like they're going to go 15-14. So they might actually be in a shot with winning this, in case anyone was wondering.
But I'm not sure what CAZ will really pull out of their sleeves this round. Seems like a fast ramp rush. That could be good. They haven't really tried this too often. Imi's going to be in position to do this, but with so many players, there's not a lot you can do unless you land yourself a couple of quick kills. Connor will just get the entry. Jacob tagged up, but he's only on a P250, so it's not even too much of a loss anyway. And CAZ, relatively unscathed, going to make their way down onto the B site. But Max, he's in position to make some work happen. He can't afford to go down, though. That's one of the issues. It's too much of a risk, and that'll put it in a 3-on-5. Jacob as well, great position, utilizes his low health to actually grab himself another kill. Lazar follows up over towards Hell, but it's still a 3v3, and with the post plants in, CAZ, they're now just holding on. They only have to stay alive for a good old 30 seconds before the round's going to be over. Reason gets 1, but Max does trade things out. There's 1 more towards that dark position, and Windansky, he does catch out Max all onto Lazar. We're going to have to see a pretty phenomenal clutch here. Catches out Windansky. Molotov goes out. That's perfect. Jacob's just too low to challenge us. He's going to burn, and that's going to be the round. And not only that, but the game. At Endpoint, they secure it. It will be 16-6. 2 maps concluded in that series, both on D Nuke, and both stomps the way of Endpoint.